Prime Minister Modi reviews preparations to firm up the second stimulus package to lift the economy. Indian Air Forces showcase solidarity with country's COVID-19 warriors by a unique series of activities across the nation. Assam Chief Minister appeals people to observe Lockdown 3 guidelines. Assam constitutes Economic Advisory Committee to revive COVID-19 affected economy. And Railways operates Shramik special trains for stranded people. Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Sangeeta Bhattacharjee. Now with the details. Prime Minister held a meeting on Saturday to discuss strategies and interventions in the financial sector as well as structural reforms to spur growth and welfare in the current context. At a meeting with Finance Minister and officials, Prime Minister discussed strategies and interventions to support MSMEs and farmers, enhance liquidity and strengthen credit flows. Prime Minister also discussed ways and means to ensure financial stability in the wake of COVID-19 and measures taken to enable businesses to recover quickly from the impacts. Dwelling on the issue of welfare to workers and the common man, Prime Minister pointed out the need to generate gainful employment opportunities by helping business overcome difficulties due to disruptions caused by COVID-19. The Prime Minister also stressed on the need to strengthen major structural reforms undertaken in the past and new structural reforms in the areas of corporate governance, credit markets and infrastructure sectors were also discussed. Indian Army, Navy and Air Force today showcased solidarity with the country's COVID-19 warriors by a unique series of activities across the nation. In Delhi this morning, representatives of the three services laid wreaths at the National Police Memorial honoring the efforts of police for their exceptional and heroic efforts in country's fight against the pandemic. Indian Air Force chopper shod petals on the National Police Memorial saluting the efforts of police. Sukhoi 30 MKIs, MiG-29s and Jaguars conducted a flypast over Rajpath and orbited over the city for over half an hour. The jets showering petals could be clearly seen in the sky and warmed the heart of many a people in these difficult times. The armed forces' efforts to lift the morale of Corona warriors have garnered praise from everyone, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Meghalaya today joined the Indian Armed Forces to express appreciation and gratitude to all the health workers across the country for their services in providing health care to COVID-19 patients. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma, accompanied by Health and Family Welfare Minister A.L. Al-Haq, today took part at the program organized by the Health and Family Welfare Department held at Shillong Civil Hospital as part of the Indian Armed Forces Unique Solidarity program being observed across the country. The Chief Minister expressed deep appreciation to all the doctors and health workers of the state, particularly those who are taking care of COVID-19 patients. In Arunachal Pradesh, helicopter was flown past the TRIMS Hospital, Naharlagun by Eastern Air Command today to shower flowers. Doctors, nurses, paramedic and other related staff expressed the gratitude for the honor. The IAF helicopter took several rounds and showered flowers too. Doctors and other medical staff also expressed the gratitude by waving their hands raised high. As a mark of salute to the Corona warriors who are fighting against the COVID-19, Indian Air Force showered flower petals by Mi-70 helicopters at Guwahati Medical College Hospital GMCH and Mahendra Mohan Chaudhary Hospital MMCH in Guwahati on this historic Sunday along with the rest of the country. Air Force band displayed at both the hospitals were held as a mark of gratitude to the frontline COVID-19 fighters. 3 Sukhoi 35 passed the Assam State Assembly to mark the day. Doctors, nurses, sanitation workers, police personnel, home guards, delivery boys and media personnel of the state have been delivering the duties, risking lives in the fight against coronavirus. The health workers expressed their gratitude to the Indian Air Force for the honor.
They have been helping us and they have stood by us at all times.
This is a common fight, and we, the team of doctors and paramedical staff, starting from the clinic staff to the doctors, we all are working for the treatment of the corona patients getting admitted in various places of Assam. And you are definitely aware of that Assam government taking bold steps to prevent this sort of spread of corona diseases. All sorts of measures being adopted by the Assam government.
Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal today appealed people of the state to fully observe the COVID-19 Lockdown 3 guidelines. The new lockdown guidelines was announced by Centre recently and it will be effective from May 4 next. Addressing a press conference, Sonowal said that the state machinery has been fully geared up for strict implementation of the new guidelines. Sonowal added that due to the bold and timely efforts of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to contain coronavirus outbreak, India has been able to contain the COVID-19 situation in the country.
গৃহমন্ত্ৰালয়ৰ পৰা আৰম্ভ কৰি ৰেল পেট্ৰলিয়াম ফুড এণ্ড চিভিল সাপ্লাইৰ পৰা আৰম্ভ কৰি বিভিন্ন বিভাগৰ তৰফৰ পৰা যোৱা দুটা লকডাউন কাৰ্যসূচীৰ সময়ত অসমৰ জনগণক সেৱা আগবঢ়াবৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত যিখিনি ৰাজ্য চৰকাৰ কেন্দ্ৰীয় চৰকাৰৰ তৰফৰ পৰা সহযোগিতা আগবঢ়ালে তাৰ বাবে মই তেখেতসকলক বিশেষভাৱে
Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal today constituted an economic advisory committee as a measure to revive the economy of the state and break the stagnation brought by COVID-19 pandemic. The 8-member committee, led by retired IS officer Subhash Das, would study the various aspects of the state's economy and provide recommendations to bring back economic buoyancy through systematic interventions. Earlier, Chief Minister Sonowal held an interactive session with 29 eminent economists of the state on April 28, and participating economists suggested several long-term and short-term steps to overcome the economic slowdown resulting from COVID-19. They also advocated setting up of an economic task force, an expert committee, and taking those suggestions in consideration, the Chief Minister today constituted the Economic Advisory Committee. Indian Railways is operating Shramik special trains to take labourers, pilgrims, tourists and students stranded around the country due to lockdown back home. All trains, including suburban trains, still stand cancelled, so no one should go to the railway station for bookings or inquiries. The trains are being run on the request of various state governments. The state government is the final authority to decide who will travel. As per the authorities, medical checkup will be done once passengers arrive at a respective destination station. Arrangements are also made for sending migrant workers to their homes safely. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has lauded the armed forces for honouring the COVID warriors. In a tweet, Modi said it is a great gesture by the armed forces. The armed forces saluted those who are at the forefront bravely fighting COVID-19. On Friday, welcoming the move, Modi had said that Indian armed forces have always kept the nation safe, and even in times of disasters, they are out there helping people. He said now the forces in a unique way are saying a big thank you to the frontline COVID-19 warriors for the endeavour towards making India COVID-19 free. He said India has waged a strong fight against COVID-19 due to courageous frontline warriors who have cared and cured many. The Prime Minister said they are spectacular and India applauds them and their families. Modi also shared a video in his Twitter handle on the activities undertaken by armed forces to honour COVID warriors. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 positive cases has gone up to 39,980 in the country. As per the Health Ministry data, out of the total cases, 10,632 patients have recovered after the treatment and were discharged from the hospitals, while 1,301 patients have died. With this, there are at present 28,046 active cases in the country. The novel coronavirus has infected over 34 lakh people, while the global death toll is over 2,44,000. United States has registered highest number of COVID-19 deaths and also the highest number of confirmed infections. In the United States, the deadly coronavirus has claimed lives of over 66,000 people. In Europe, Italy, Spain and United Kingdom are the first three most coronavirus-infected countries. Meanwhile, top medical research institutions across the globe have concentrated on developing vaccine to contain the deadly virus. The Assam government has opened its borders with northeastern states except Sikkim to allow return of stranded people to the state. Police and medical teams have been deployed at the border point. Assam shares borders with several northeastern states. Health Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma said no pass is required for people travelling from northeastern states, but all returnees to be screened at interstate borders. Assam has 9 active positive cases now. Assam Agriculture and Veterinary Minister Atul Bora today said that piggery farming in 6 districts of the state have been affected due to outbreak of African swine fever. He said that State Veterinary Department has been fully geared up to contain the African swine fever in affected districts. Over 2,500 pigs have died due to the African swine fever in 6 districts of the state.
ৰাজ্যখনৰ বিভিন্ন ঠাইৰ পৰা বহুখিনি ফাৰ্মাৰ্ছ ইয়ালৈ পিগ ফাৰ্মাৰ্ছ
Meghalaya government held a meeting with the representatives of the traditional heads to prepare them to handle more than 10,000 students and workers who will return to the state in weeks to come. The traditional heads have extended their support to the government for bringing back those who are stranded in various parts of the country.
They will start coming back to the state. First phase, we will be seeing people who are stuck within the northeast first coming in. We expect that the numbers could be anything between 3,000 to 4,000. Health checkup at the border, then to sensitize them, then at the same time to quarantine them. The Rangbash Norms and the headmans and the local development committee.
Manipur Education Minister Thokcham Radhesham today held a consultation meeting with the representatives of civil society organizations, both hills and valleys of the state at Imphal, to apprise them of the initiatives undertaken by the Education Department for students during the ongoing lockdown of COVID-19 pandemic. At the outset of the meet, Director Education Thokcham Kiran Kumar highlighted the key steps and measures taken up by the department pertaining to the closure of education institutions in the state. Interacting with the leaders of the CSOs, Thokcham Radhesham stated that the government has been putting extra efforts to address the problems and fulfill the essential necessities of the people. And now a repeat of the headlines. Prime Minister Modi reviews preparations to firm up the second stimulus package to lift the economy. Indian Air Forces showcase solidarity with country's COVID-19 warriors by a unique series of activities across the nation. Assam Chief Minister appeals people to observe Lockdown 3 guidelines. Assam constitutes Economic Advisory Committee to revive COVID-19 affected economy. And Railways operates Shramik special trains for stranded people. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.